we have a job which is to catch Liverpool, and I'll say on Forever Arsenal that whatever happens, whether it be if Liverpool win, more pressure, can't fall behind, Liverpool drop points, you just feel like it's an opportunity we can't miss.
I think we could have still done with a Smith Rowe this year, but at the time I thought it was right to move him on. I just thought at the time we'd be replacing him. We didn't. Kivio or Zinchenko, if they both start, then there's going to be a battle on their hands that side, without a doubt.
What's going on, people? Welcome to AFTV. You've joined us for the preview of Fulham vs Arsenal 2 p.m. kickoff here on Sunday at Craven Cottage. Big thank you to NordVPN for powering this video. Come on, people, you wouldn't leave Arsenal's defence wide open, so why risk having poachers steal your data on public Wi-Fi? But with NordVPN, you're protected, whether you're at the Emirates or here at Craven Cottage. And right now, Nord is offering AFTV viewers 4 extra months on a 2-year plan. Just head over to nordvpn.com/AFTV or click the link below in the description. Don't risk it. Secure your connection today with NordVPN and stay safe wherever you are. And by the way, it's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So be sure to click the link below for 4 extra months on a 2-year plan. And a big thanks to our friends over at NordVPN for powering this video. Leno, Arsenal obviously got burnt here last season, but will they be looking for revenge in this game on Sunday? It's fair to say Nicolas Jova deserves a meal for the amount of corners we've scored in a row. Obviously, we've got to be aware of this. Reece Nelson is not available for this game. Even though I thought he would be, but he's not. Alex, welcome to the preview. Right, people.
And the fucking comment section actually gas you up. I'm actually tired of them, tired of you. I'm tired of Robbie for hiring you. I'm tired of AFTV, the brand, the logo, everything needs to change, man.
I got every Arsenal player's name in there. Even on Forever Arsenal, you forgot Bernd Leno.
I switched off. Why did you say Leno 3 times at the start? And I don't
No, they're not going to keep that bit in. They're going to keep the
no,
first
but you
bit.
didn't use Leno in the whole...
Yeah, I said.
He said Leno.
I said.
Leno.
Are you? No. I meant to say.
All right, Fulham burnt us last year.
Bernd Leno. I said, are you ready? Leno. And then I said, obviously.
Wobi and Yo, man. I'm not sure where the Leno rhyme.
Are you ready? Leno. What do you mean?
I meant to say, like, because he's like Lego, but Leno. All right, let's get into this. People.
I think that's your worst.
No,
I think that's your worst.
There's artistry in all the words.
No,
I've got every ex-Arsenal
worst.
player in there.
That's worse than the rhyme you did.
Got
All right.
That was awful.
Here we go. So lads, Fulham versus Arsenal. I watched Forever Arsenal, and they you kind of spoke about, this could be a harder game, or seen as a harder game than Man United. Is that fair to say? I mean, Fulham are sick. It shocked me. I looked at the table. I was like, oh, they're actually getting a bit of a run of form. Is that fair to say that Fulham, this is going to be a more of a difficult game compared to what we saw against Man United?
Yeah, man, I'd expect it to be. I think Fulham are in a better place for what they are, who they are, than Man United are in at this moment in time. Obviously, Man United are the far bigger, greater club. But new manager, turmoil for years, inconsistency, and it was a home tie. This one's away at Fulham, London derby, and it's got a bit more to it because there's a lot of ex-Arsenal boys in the side that, went out maybe in their minds a bit,
You're jumping ahead of my plan, but you're
so you'd look at Robbie Smith Rowe and think they're going to they should have a little chip on their shoulder. If it was roles reversed, I'd be like, listen, this is we'll look at Declan Rice against West Ham. I always expect a little bit more from him because it's your old club. So I expect a more difficult tie to manoeuvre through than Man United, but I expect 3 points same way.
Nice. We're going to touch on that a little bit more because that was going to be towards the end of the video, talking about how they left the club. Would they be more G'd up for it? Before we go into that, again, same thing, more difficult than Man United, and on top of that as well, does it feel like? For me, it doesn't feel like revenge. But let's not forget, we didn't beat Fulham at all last season. So is there any sort of, or is it not that in mind for you?
No, I just think like there's just more for us to think about than like revenge at Craven Cottage. We've won it. From what I can remember, I think plenty of times. I'm not saying it's an easy place to go. It's not, but I mean, we've won it before. I don't think we have like a deep hatred for Fulham in any way like that. It's not like. Do you remember the Brentford revenge was kind of? I remember when we lost 2-0 at their place, and Tony had said the whole kick about the lad. That's kind of when you're talking like, oh come on, let's not let them take the piss. They're just a very good side. They deservedly beat us 2-1 last season. They were brilliant on that day.
We were terrible.
We were. They were really good, and they've been terrific this season. We have a job which is to catch Liverpool, and I'll say on Forever Arsenal that whatever happens, whether it be if Liverpool win, more pressure, can't fall behind. Liverpool drop points, you just feel like it's an opportunity we can't miss. So look, you can only excuse Bournemouth and Newcastle on those defeats on the basis that you recognise that you've lost your margin for error now. So okay, you've used it. And we haven't used all of it. Of course, still a long season to go. I think someone calculated we could still get 80, 90 points or whatever if we won every game between now and the end of the season. We can still drop points along the way. Yeah. But for the context of the season now, this doesn't feel like one that would be acceptable in any way. We've built some good momentum. They're a good side. Games come thick and fast. We've got to try and get a win here.
If you want the truth of the matter, we did this on the watch along. Big up Gooner Lee for this question, but this month of December, if you look at it, you say don't drop points here. We could, on paper, all those games are winnable till the end of the year. We've looked at some of the fixtures come up. We can kind of rattle through them, and people watching can go do it in their head. Really, it's a big ask to say win all those games. I think there's still quite a few. I think it's 4 or 5 games left, but you kind of have to go on that sort of run. You want to just see where it's just green, especially when you're chasing Liverpool. And you're right, this is not a game to drop points. Funny enough, talking about Liverpool, Fulham's next game is Liverpool away. So obviously we've got us, and then they've got to go to Anfield. So they got a tough kind of few games coming up.
They got Chelsea soonish.
They do. Yeah, I think it's the following. It's not the following game. It's the game after they got Chelsea as well. So they've got a tough run that can have a big impact on the title running. You spoke about Emil Smith-Rowe. I want to go straight there. I was going to leave it here, but let's go straight there. If you was in his shoes, both of you, are you playing a bit harder? Are you going a bit more into? Do you think he left in a way that he didn't feel happy with? Because I think the fans always say we love Smith-Rowe. They want to see him go. I didn't get the sense that he was annoyed at the way he left, but it could have went that way. Do you think he went in a negative way? Do you think he feels a bit aggrieved by it all or not?
Probably does, on a personal level. Probably feels like he didn't get enough chances, whilst his colleagues who he came up with, one in particular, is on the top of the world. You know, it's not nice. They came through together. You know, the chant included both of them.
Yeah,
people looked at Emil as really the one that got Arteta out of that rut. And you know, his last 12 months, a lot of people put it down to injury, but he was fit, he was ready to play, and Arteta just didn't rely on him. Now, you know, it was right to move him on. I think not replacing him was scandalous, and I think this season, when you look at our performances without Odegaard, we could have done with a Smith-Rowe. But
would it go on?
But at the end of the day, I feel like he's still left with some level of class. I don't think he kicked up a fuss.
Would we have not got value for him? Would we have not got Nwaneri if Smith-Rowe was still here? I did this debate before I did this video. I was thinking we could have used Smith-Rowe. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists. He's been in great form for Fulham. But Nwaneri, I know he's not ever present as much, but he's come through really because of that gap. Even though Arteta didn't use him and Odegaard was out as much.
That's the facts of the matter. Nwaneri played like 70 minutes or something across the Premier League this season. Yeah. So it's not like he slotted in for Odegaard. There was obviously a big hole to fill that we tried to fill in many different ways, and none seemed to have really worked in terms of performance level, and then results kind of followed suit. So I don't put Nwaneri as the excuse for Smith-Rowe. I think we could have still done with a Smith-Rowe this year, but at the time I thought it was right to move him on. I just thought at the time we'd be replacing him. We didn't.
It's worth remembering with Smith-Rowe that there was a lot of give and take in this relationship with him, Arteta, and Arsenal. Yes, he came in, he was kind of thrown in the deep end at home to Chelsea, a win to save my job kind of thing, and he did, and he was brilliant, and he showed up, and we were all really excited about it. He then had, I think, maybe probably the first half of the following season, 4 injuries, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Injuries for a good year and a half, maybe 2 years, were a real part of the conversation around Smith-Rowe. There was, I seem to remember, a real frustration, and it would be with Tomiyasu's injuries, Thomas Partey, and Smith-Rowe was part of that conversation. He did start to keep fit last season, but this is sometimes football. It's no one's fault necessarily. Maybe not replacing him. Yeah, I hear that. But that he wasn't really ready or wasn't quite right for Arteta in the way we want to use him. I don't look at this Arsenal team right now, and even in Odegaard's absence, and ever think, oh, well, Smith-Rowe would have changed everything. I don't. I don't think we'd have been a better team for having Smith-Rowe in there over Trossard. Don't get me wrong, for sure, much more suited to that role. But I don't think we'd have asked him to do the same thing he's asked to do at Fulham, and I think he's much more suited to the role he's given here. I wish we could have played him in that way, but Arteta never really showed the flexibility to do that. And like I said, with the injuries and the way the team evolved and time goes on, the team goes on other levels, Smith Rowe, I think, is a very talented footballer. Would have been good enough to play at the level that we're aspiring to be at. But tactically, we were never really using him in a way that I felt really made sense for him. So sometimes football just happens.
He's one of the few players that I wish the best moving on. It's not
Yeah, I
often that
totally
when players
agree.
leave
I totally
Arsenal,
agree.
I really care about their career, but he's one that, yeah, good luck to him. Happy to see him doing well over
Yeah,
there.
genuinely.
But Sunday,
Yeah, obviously, hopefully he gets a 4 out of 10 on SofaScore. Or however the youngins
Or
say it
two.
now on Twitter. I don't know.
that's what the youngest say on Twitter. But yeah, again, going into this game, talking about Fulham as a whole, threats. They, again, like I said, they're sixth in their league position. I think it's really good for Fulham. But the threats they have, you spoke a little bit on Predicted 11. I mean, I actually forgot. Forgive me. Adama Traore is obviously in there. Don't know if he'll start, but he, end product wise, not the best, but he is definitely a threat that for Arsenal. I don't know.
Well, look what we did at City, a month ago or so.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the first time. That game, I think we all saw it as all City, okay, they've got over the line and Fulham are quite good, but actually it was the first kind of dent in their armour that actually things aren't quite right there. And he really took the game to them and basically I think should have had 2 or 3 goals if I remember correctly. The problem is, Marcus Silva isn't really a manager who just wants to, you know, he can be pragmatic, he can be someone who will play to the strengths of the team and the weaknesses of the opposition, but he's got a lot of really technical footballers in there as well. Reece Nelson's not available, and I think did Chris say on Big Six got an injury, Reece Nelson?
Hamstring,
Yeah, okay, but he would have been available anyway. But Smith Rowe, Pereira, Harry Wilson, like plenty of really, really kind of technical footballers in there that you might want to turn to because they play really good football. Raul Jimenez, of course, leading the line. There's another winger. I know I'm missing an obvious one, but anyway, yeah, they got some really good players in there, Fulham. So Traore could be a problem. I said on the Predicted 11 video coming out later that I think he will start Traore, but you know, you never know with how Marcus Silva might approach
they've got
this.
pace. I always talk about Anthony Robertson, so I think he's a quality fullback, and he's very quick. That they can get us. I think if they like a 4-2-3-1 as well. Like they've got a good balance.
It's really
side.
annoying me. Let me look at their last 11 because I'm sure there's
for it.
another winger I'm forgetting about.
But Turkish again, some of their players that they got in there. We obviously did Predicted 11, but I want to talk to you about like, do we need? Actually, I want to do the conversation around this. Gabriel Magalhaes, we don't know. We heard Arteta speak after the game against United saying,
Iwobi, you idiot. Iwobi, not you, me. I'm the idiot. Obviously, Iwobi. Yeah,
I said
fine.
that in the intro. You should remember that anyway.
But he's actually playing in central midfield. Okay, anyway, carry on. I'm ruining this.
I was saying, sorry, Gabriel Magalhaes. There might be a chance that he's available Sunday. Same with Calafiori. Do they both go straight in for you quickly? Let's just go with that to start with.
Yeah.
If they're available, yeah?
Yeah, because it would have been a little knock to keep, if they're available for the weekend, it would have been a little knock that kept them out of the midweek one. So yeah, if they're ready, at least one of them need to play, because I'm not too confident with both our left-hand side of defence, you know, changing in that manner.
That was my follow-on question. Are we comfortable with our how do I say it without being disrespectful? Our second string defenders, because against United's a big game. I know it was at home. We won the game. I think they were fine. I don't think, because Zinni got the yellow card, but before that he was fine. Kivio I think was fine. Are we comfortable if we have those players playing against Fulham that we can still go on and win this game, or is that where it gets a bit more techy?
Listen, for me it's simple. If I'm the Fulham manager, I'm putting Traore on Kivio and Zinchenko's side. Because the likelihood is he beats them, 6, 7, 8 times out of 10. And when you look at the images of Pep showing Adama Traore how to finish at the end of that game, it's inevitable that he's going to be one-on-one in this game.
And
he's going to
You're
bury
so right.
It's inevitable that he's going to bury a one-on-one.
Right.
So we've got to score a few goals.
Of course, Pep looked at that and went,
100%.
listen, let's do some coaching.
You got Arsenal coming up soon. Let me just tell you what you
Traore
need
is going to dip Kivio one-on-one, the flashes of Pep's instruction through his mind, and you're going to get a top corner in off the bar, and yeah.
I'm annoyed we're talking about it, because now it's probably.
But I've been thinking about it ever since, because I'm bet to Traore for missing those chances, and on top of that, Pep's gone to go coaching for the next one. What are you doing?
I've never seen nothing like that in football. You are a good player, but let me coach you on how you should be even better.
Not even that. It's just like, you play for the other team. You just missed a load of chances. Let me help you out.
Let me help you. And that's funny because Pep
did it to Nathan Redmond once, didn't he?
Yeah. But I do think Kivio or Zinchenko, if they both start, then there's going to be a battle on their hands that side, without a doubt.
I asked him Predicted 11, would you be tempted to move Timber to left back, Partey to right back?
Probably.
Get Marino in the midfield.
Probably. A lot more confident Timber against Traore than I would.
I hear it.
But Traore is so fast and strong that
I know what you mean.
He's a difficult machine to manage.
It's basically a mismatch either way. You may as well just get your best on the ball players.
But Timber will be up for the fight. Timber, he will go in physically. He'll be aggressive with him. Listen, big up Zinchenko, and I think he does bring something to Arsenal. But I'm sorry, when Salah done him and he was like, "What can you do?" It's Salah. Those sort of things, same things like that, like, and how he can't deal with certain like speed. Again, he got the yellow card because the guy just ran like.
Will Arsenal concede possession? Fulham like to have a bit of the ball. We have been a side more than happy to give the ball to Shakhtar in the second half,
United.
to other teams we've played. Yeah, United in the first half. Will Arsenal, if they recognise that actually stopping them is actually part of what we're going to have to do? I know it sounds crazy for the money we've spent, the players we've got, and the position we're in.
It's not crazy.
But listen, if you're being pragmatic, you go, you know what?
Away from home.
When we lose possession, don't need to suffocate them, drop into a shape, make sure there's no space for Traore, make him work a position rather than have all the space in the world to attack. I don't know. I think maybe we might concede a bit of the ball. Don't be surprised at the end of the game, Fulham have had 52% of the ball, is what I'm saying.
And I think that could potentially happen. I think I did see, big up Matt Pincus, he did a reel of set piece goals. I just don't want to keep going on about set pieces from Arsenal against Fulham. Gabriel scoring a few. I think there's been a few. I think
Gabriel scored a couple here.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it might be gearing up for more goals from set pieces. Of course, we'd like some more goals from open play, but I don't care as long as we win. Yeah. It is what it is. But I think we could concede possession. I want to kind of get into how you think the game's going to play out and score predictions. Turkish.
I think it'll be a more exciting game than the Man United one for sure.
Yep.
I think Fulham will try to take it to us a bit more. They've got weapons that can hurt us. I think they're going to set up semi on the front foot, whereas Man United's setup was strictly to stop us first and see what they can get second. I think Fulham will be up for it, which will leave space for us, and Odegaard with space, it tends to not go well for the opposition. So Odegaard's had that one game where, he hasn't been as himself, you might say. I expect him to stand up tall against Fulham. I expect him to have a lot of possession, and I expect everything to tick through him. I think Fulham will score, but I think there's goals throughout the game, and I think we'll just get the win. And don't get twisted, it will be a difficult game, and I think it'll be tight for the majority, but I think we've got enough in us to get it done, and we have to get it done. That's the position we're in now. Like James said at the beginning, the margin for error is gone. Yes, we've just closed it down by 2 points, but we need 2 more of those kind of game weeks before we can really start, looking at Liverpool and saying we're coming.
So if we go into the new year no more than 4 or 5 points behind Liverpool, I'll start to really feel like we can do it. And I know that's still quite a way behind, but I'll feel like that's catchable in the second half of the campaign, especially when clearly for us to be in that position, the momentum and the results have had to have really gone our way in December. So if we can go into January within 4 or 5 points of Liverpool, you start to go, okay, that December was a lot of good work done.
You make my job very easy, because my question to rebuttal Turkish to me, when can Arsenal drop points? But I suppose that kind of answer.
Not this month. It just doesn't look. Yes, we can and still win the league technically, but it doesn't feel like we can. Not with the games Liverpool have this month. It just would feel like how much room do you want to give them?
And your score prediction, James, how you think it's going to play out?
What was your score prediction? Did you give one?
I thought you said 3-2.
3-1.
3-1. That's a you prediction.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Not this season as much.
3-1.
Yeah. What did I say on Forever Arsenal? Did I say 2-1? I think I stuck with my Man United score. I think I said 2-1.
I can't remember.
But I think it'll be something like that. Nervy. I actually respectfully disagree. I don't think it's going to be that exciting a game. I think it'll be two teams that respect each other quite a lot. And actually maybe be a bit more, I don't know, both had big midweek games. They played Brighton, who are no joke. Obviously we had Man United, always be a big game. Lots of games to come. I could see the teams not getting out of third gear in the first half, and then just something, whether it be a set piece, whether it be a bit of quality. And I think they're playing well enough. Raul Jimenez has been better this season. Smith Rowe's been getting goals. Adama Traore's a threat. They've kind of been good enough. Iwobi's been getting goals, doing well in midfield. I think they've got. They're a very good side. I think they've got a goal in them, but hopefully we've got one more. Okay, I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal. I think I'm hoping it'll be exciting, because obviously I'm going to be here. But
Yeah, 3-2, but it's not. That's not exciting. That's nervy, and I think you mentioned it. I think it'll be a nervy game. Can't afford to drop points, so I think it'll be 3-2. Just before we close off, what you did on Forever Arsenal, you guys, about Saliba, the bigging up. I spoke about this in the Prince 11 video, so make sure you check that out. It's coming your way. You gave a lot of flowers to Saliba, and rightly so. Gabriel Magalhaes, I gave him all the credit he deserves, but there's word that Real Madrid, I know we've had this with Saliba as well, are looking at him this week. It came in the media, they're looking to potentially target him in the January window or in the summer. He's got a long contract. Contract's not due up till 2027. You guys both said about Saliba, to become a great, you've got to try to win things for the club. Even though he's the best probably in the world right now, I think Gabriel Magalhaes is as well at that position. Does it worry you, Gabriel Magalhaes? I don't know. I feel like fans could see that move happening, him going to Real Madrid. Does that worry you, or is it not something to even look at right now?
Real Madrid are interested in every player that has some sort of quality in world football. That's Real Madrid. That's not going to stop. Yeah. You know, that was the case when we was invincible, when we was a great side, including Barcelona too. There's football clubs out there that have the history, the heritage, that feeling that if you play for them, you've kind of completed, football. So there's no point in worrying about them. What we got to worry about is making sure the players we got that are, catching the eye of teams like Real Madrid are winning stuff here. That's the best platform to give those players, because, if these players are loved already. There's chance about
There's
them
nothing
already.
more we can do,
if
right, as a fans.
They become very much part of the furniture in terms of the history, the cloth of Arsenal Football Club, because it's been so long. So I can see that the players love it, from Saliba to Ben White to Kai Havertz to whoever it is. They get a hell of a lot of support from the fan base and the club. If we start winning things, that will grow tenfold, and I think that sort of feeling keeps you at a club,
and also, it's a compliment. I mean,
of course it is.
Yay, the top clubs want our players. That says something good about them, because we've had world-class debates around 2, 3, 4 of these players, and if Real Madrid are knocking on your door, then they're entertaining that conversation somewhat too. I mean,
I just know Liverpool fans don't love it for their players, but that's because their contracts are probably running like the Trents.
Liverpool sold Coutinho for 120 million and became a better team, and it just felt like, how could they possibly lose their gem, their diamond, Coutinho? And they got better for it. People Liverpool fans talk about Van Dijk and Konate and this incredible centre-back partnership, but they never won the league. It was Van Dijk and Matip. There's always another Leroy Sané and Sterling. You couldn't stop them. But City grew out of Sterling. Leroy Sané was desperate to go to Bayern Munich. And they reinvented themselves. There's always, and that's not me saying, sell Gabriel, it's fine. I love Gabriel. I mean, this guy was the first to believe in the Arteta project, pound for pound, with Ødegaard, his 2 best ever signings. I love the guy. I hope he stays till he's 35 and plays at this level with Saliba too, because they can be legends of this football club. I genuinely believe that. But they've got to win things, firstly. Hello, that was a really cute dog. That's right. There's always another... There's always another stage in football. There's always another evolution.
Fair.
So, it's great that they want them. Good, we're doing the right thing. And if we look after the contract side of things well, we'll make a lot of money if they have to go, and we go again. And if they stay, even better.
That's it. I was watched it when you speak about Saliba, and I'm thinking about Gabriel, and I was like, there's not much more we can do as fans. I think we give them the love, like you said, the songs, everything. As a fan base, we show all our love to these players. But again, winning is something that they have to control. Winning majors and whatnot.
I'm tired of this new generation as well, man. Why are we always comparing? Like, I never used to get Tony Adams or Sol Campbell. No, that question I never used to get Sol Campbell or Kolo Toure.
What do you mean I never used to get?
The comparison
that wasn't a pressing question. No one really argued that back in the day. Now every time you mention Saliba, it's but don't forget Gabriel. Or you mention Gabriel, or is it Saliba? I just appreciate both players for what they are, man.
But it's also across other fan bases. You can't dare praise Saliba, Gabriel without having to mention all the other great centre-backs. It's
Football, it's just gone down the pan in that sense.
Do you ever find as well, it's like, also like there's just not that much in it? Like the Saka, Foden, Palmer debate, or all these debates that come up. Sometimes, at the moment, Saka he's just extraordinary at the moment. But sometimes these debates happen, I'm like, there's probably not a lot in it, so you're probably going to prefer the one you support, and I'm probably going to support the one I support. That's biased. Yes, it is. I'm a football fan. I'm meant to be biased.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I just find it's like really weird discussion. I just don't really engage in, but that's just me.
I'm fully with you. Well, a lot of talk on the game and around the game as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know your score predictions and how you think this game will play out. Like the video if you like the video. And come on, you Gunners. Let's continue this run. Keep winning. Take care.